able to see it. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we are. We're up there.
Yep. It's live. I just
Hey!
got the notification.
We're live! And there's a delay, so that's not going to be useful. I'm Jay Brixby. I'm a psychologist. I treat mostly men. A lot of what I do is trauma and addiction. There's my wife, Courtney. We're live. And that's why we have to turn this off. Or that's not what I want. Okay, there we go. Hey, so we're learning still, obviously. But, for instance, my audio recorder wasn't working. Let me check in.
Give us just a minute.
We're going to get there in a second. There we are. Okay, so tonight what we're going to do is talk about... Oh, that's live too.
On there too.
In a second. There. I'm sure there's some... Okay. Echo.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
All right. So,
Good.
we're good. As long as the camera, it's all delayed. Here.
It was last time too.
Was it? All right.
Yep.
All right.
Good.
Here, let me get rid of this. Is that that's
Yep, that's
that
right
one's
on.
right. Okay, so anyway, welcome. We had a great time last time with everybody, and we're really pleased to have everybody comment and share, and it's been really cool.
It has been fun.
It's
The response we've gotten.
been really surprising. So,
If you're with us now or watching it later, comment, ask questions.
please do, because
Share
we're
it.
anxious to have some dialogue here, and I need it. It's good to know that what we're putting out is useful to you, and because we've heard lots of things that everybody, wow, that was really fun, that was enjoyable, it was fun to see.
Good reminders.
Yeah, good reminders. It's fun to see you get guys together.
Yeah.
And anyway, we do appreciate all of you, and so we're excited to, again, we're pretty committed, and it will help us stay committed if you keep giving us positive feedback. We're like 2-year-olds that way. But anyway,
Okay.
you want me to get on with it?
Yep.
All right. So we're going to talk about perspectives, and specifically how your perspective can help hinder, I think, a lot of situations, but particularly as it applies to relationships again. So
We're going to start with the story, right?
let's just tell a story.
Okay. So it's a story about us.
Yeah.
When we first met and started dating over summertime, and then fall came and I went away to school, and Jay stayed here closer to home, working and going to school here. And so when I left, we agreed that we would see other people,
Reluctantly.
you know, because
Well, we attempted to make it go.
we did.
Um,
But it
naively.
didn't take very long once we were separated for us both to decide that we wanted each other a little bit more than we thought we did initially.
Yeah.
We were kind of already a little more serious than we thought we were. Anyways, so
Okay, so fast forward, we saw each other a handful of times.
we talked on the phone hours a day,
I bought her a cell phone. It was before the age of
unlimited minutes.
unlimited minutes. You actually paid for minutes, and it was even in network. I mean,
No,
even,
it was different network. You were on Sprint.
I know, but I bought her a phone,
Oh yeah.
and she had the J phone.
So I had 2 cell phones at college. My roommates thought it was funny. I had the J phone and my regular phone.
Yeah, and they knew that. Did you set up like a
The ring
ringtone?
was just different. The ring was different between the 2 phones.
It was not a fancy. This is like flip phone age.
Real basic
All
flip
you
phone.
youngsters out there. It was. The screen wasn't even color. It was like
No.
green.
It was like a greenish gray.
Yeah.
hmm
Super old school. So, anyway,
So over the course of the year, we talked about, we got more serious and we talked about getting married the next summer when I came home from school. But then we get towards the end of the year and we're talking about it a little more seriously. It was kind of coming up, so I was starting to want to make plans, and I think that really freaked him out. Yeah. And so I was ready to move forward, and he was saying, hold up.
Oh, I'm such an idiot.
Back off.
Yeah.
Let's not go there yet. I'm not ready.
I don't know what... Well, one of the lame excuses that I had at the time was, well, we haven't been together. I need to, date you. Because whatever we'd been doing, apparently,
it was long
at the
distance.
time... Yeah, super long distance. Whatever. I thought it didn't count. Yeah. But...
Anyway. So at the end of the school year... school ended and I went on...
she played sax.
I went on a tour with some different music groups from the college, and...
She's good.
So there was a couple... it was 10 days that I was on this trip, and...
Yeah.
I didn't get to talk to him quite as much, but it was right before we left that he had started putting the brakes on things and saying, hold off, let's not go there yet.
Oh, did I pull that whole huge thing and say, just don't talk about...
Don't talk about marriage, don't even think about it.
It was bad.
So it
was bad.
I wasn't very happy with him. I was frustrated, but I was still calling him. I still loved him. I still wanted to marry him. I just was not.
Yeah.
I was frustrated.
Okay, so here, let me jump in.
Okay,
so,
go for it.
Because there's some other background. There was another boy on this trip. I call him Fizzywig.
Let's not do that. Let's be nice.
So, I'm sure he's a great guy, but he was attracted to Courtney. And everybody on the bus thought it would be a great thing if they just, I don't know why we do this. We pair off people and, oh, you guys would be great and it'd be so romantic and fell in love and they were doing that to you. You two, weren't they?
Not really.
They weren't?
No.
I swear you've told me that.
No.
Okay, well, I was doing it in my head.
Obviously.
Terrified. A little bit. Not enough apparently, because where do we go to?
So I would call him each night at the end of whatever we were doing during the day. I'd get to wherever we were staying, and I'd call him.
And she was. The tour was not a super prestigious tour. You were country bumpkin tour.
Yes.
And so she was in a place where she had no cell service for too long.
It was a while.
A couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
So
then I finally call him. I get.
Yeah, it was kind of sketchy that day. I think we talked. Anyway,
that night I call him. A little frustrated with him, but I call him, wanting to talk to him, and I find out when he answers the phone that he's at another girl's house watching a movie with her.
Who, unfortunately, she knew I had kissed.
So...
I wasn't kissing her at the time you called.
Long story short, I hung up on him. And then...
Oh my gosh. Okay, so... I answer the phone. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I'm at Martha's house. And can I call you back? We're watching a movie. Yeah, you can call me back. And I go, oh crap. I knew immediately. Because you are one of the kindest people I've ever met. And
thank you.
You're welcome. You deserve it. And that was unusual.
For me to do that.
She had never ended so short. I knew immediately that it was a problem, a massive problem. And I got up. I said, Martha, I gotta go. And just kind of, okay. And jump in my truck. And I'm not even out of the drive. I'm not out of her driveway yet. And I'm calling and calling and calling. And Court had never done this ever. You've never done this before.
No, I was always super excited and anxious to talk to you when you called.
Yeah.
Not then.
No. So, anyway, this was kind of the moment where at least in our relationship, I was, whatever the jerk kind of attitude I had, that, oh, we needed to date, or I didn't have...
You weren't ready.
I haven't resolved all my concerns, or whatever. I don't know what just nonsense I was dealing with at the time. That all went away because my nightmares about you falling in love with this other kid. Mm-hmm. And she's just angry as, and not answering the phone. And she said she was just getting dressed for bed. Yeah, she was wearing me out. And that's kind of... Do I need to add anything here? What would you...
So what did you realize? Like, we're talking about perspective.
Yeah. Okay, so immediately my perspective changed. And Courtney became my unflinching focus from then on. And I think this is kind of this is the topic for tonight that we want to talk a little bit about. It's this, how do you think, if you do, about the person you're dating, about your boyfriend, girlfriend, about your husband or wife.
What they mean
partner.
To you.
Okay? Because my argument, and if you have thoughts on this that are contrary, please add them here. My attitude is this, that if we want the most efficient, rigorous perspective to kind of carry us through life, it's that, one, if you don't have a person yet, people are the solution to your problems. Is that shortcutting them too fast?
A little bit. So when someone comes to you, any of your clients, and they have a relationship issue to talk about, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
You want to know?
Well, I ask lots of stuff to find out about the nature of the relationship now. How long you been together? How'd you meet? What's kind of the nature? What's the status quo now? What's the nature of the union? That's all kind of just fluff to get to the point of, do you want this person? Can you not stand to be apart? And I'm being a little dramatic. That's kind of how I talk. Mm-hmm. A bit. But I'm actually pretty serious about this one. I think nothing really matters unless Courtney's in the room. Oxygen doesn't matter if she's not in the room.
You already said he's dramatic.
I'm serious as a heart attack on this one. Most of the time, I think, should we go right into, we've got some notes that we're referring to on my whiteboard, so that's why we're looking this way. But
you're talking about what you tell people when you're trying to figure out what their spouse, girlfriend, whatever means to them.
Mm-hmm. Because if they know that their sole focus is having that person again, or having them closer, or fixing the relationship, or being better that way, I don't have to argue as much. It's very kind of grounding, I think, for people.
To know that one person is the most important thing in their life.
They will head that direction, seek that person out at all costs. It doesn't matter how much it literally costs. It doesn't matter if it's a matter of sacrifice or time or anything like that. Because for me, this is relationship math does not end in equals signs, and this is where I shouldn't talk about math because I don't know math. There's no, we're not balancing equations.
Yeah.
Literally.
You say that the amount you sacrifice, the amount you put in does not equal
it doesn't even come close.
What you get back or something.
No.
What you said.
Because I constantly look to Courtney for regulation I think of you as a super ADHD person, and we'll talk about this on another night. But
not me being ADHD.
No, I am. You are. I look to you for my executive functionings, self-regulation, all of this, and this is kind of a caveat to talk about, like where all this comes from.
Okay.
Can you start that? I'll fill in the lines.
You're talking about babies?
Yeah,
okay.
Babies.
Okay, so...
Welcome to Earth, we're humans.
And so when we're babies, we know, or we should know.
No, we all do.
Okay.
Totally.
We all know that the solution to any of our problems is our parents. You know, when anything is wrong, no matter what, we're hungry, we are uncomfortable, something hurts, the solution is mom and dad.
Yep.
We cry, we find mom and dad. Our 1.5-year-old does that right now.
Yes, he's very mobile.
He knows.
Yeah, so they're called proximity-seeking behaviors.
Okay.
If a baby's not mobile, the reason they cry is to get parent
to them.
Here, come this way, fix this. And when they become mobile, they add.
They can go to us.
Motion, yeah. If that doesn't happen in kind of a good enough sense, in a good enough way,
they don't learn this.
We don't learn
humans and relationships are the answer to our problems.
Yeah. So this is kind of an outgrowth of all of that. Child trauma would be kind of the negative or bad result of all that. So help me.
So in a relationship, I mean, this kind of perspective, having that one person be the most important, be somebody that you're going to want no matter what, having that perspective affects everything you do. Affects the job you take, how you do your job, what you do, and how you take your vacation.
When I say, hey, Courtney, I want to get a PhD, I know I've got a master's degree. You heard the language. I couldn't stop it. Hey, Courtney, I want to get a master's degree. Hey, Courtney, I think I need a PhD.
Yeah.
Hey, person.
Yeah.
How's this? Does that sound good? We're going to do this thing.
So when you have that perspective, you're always orienting to that person.
Yeah. Truly a North Star. Something much more powerful because it's closer.
Yeah.
You know? So
having that perspective affects, everything you do, but it can really help in times of stress and conflict, especially.
Yeah. So...
like our story. Me being upset at him for being at her house when like that perspective, the way he thought about me, what he wanted,
Mm-hmm. Do you want to does yours fit in here?
Sure.
Your version?
Yeah.
Okay. So my version of this, because we want to talk about this with you guys because I do think people ignore this and don't quite get it sometimes, or just a lot of what we want to do here generally in all of these is to help you be more intentional about your relationship. So there's a little variance. Mine is oxygen doesn't matter if Courtney's not in the room. You have a different a little tweak.
Yeah, well, I just it's the idea that it's really easy to let other little things, disagreements you have, or ways you do things differently, or think things differently. It's really easy to let those things become really important. But to remember that person and your relationship is way more important than any other little thing that you could get upset about. There's one night in particular, I remember we had a disagreement, and I have no clue what it was about. I'm sure it was just about us thinking about things differently.
Yeah.
Not about something he did. He's very good to me. We don't typically fight because he's done something stupid. But I've said
stupid things before. Typically,
okay.
in good behavior, but anyway.
Anyway, so we were really butting heads about something. I was really frustrated with him, and I just kind of needed a break. And so I take a break, go in the bathroom, I'm getting ready for bed, and I know he's mad at me too. I know it's not just me. I know he's really frustrated with me too. Yeah. And I just get to the point where I'm like, I can't have him mad at me. I can't have him hate me. Just like when I think about that, like when I stop thinking about the issue, whatever it is that we're disagreeing about, and I think about him instead, and I realize, oh my gosh, he is probably not thinking very nice things about me, right? You know, like he is upset with me. I can't have him hate me. I can't have him feel that way about me. That is way more important to me than whatever this is that's going on. Mm-hmm. You know, and so as soon as I turn my focus on him and our relationship instead of on the thing, whatever the thing is, so it calmed me. I was able to go right back to him and say, I'm sorry, this is stupid, whatever it is, you know.
So the orientation is everything. Having something to kind of discharge or just go, oh crap, mid-flail. Yeah. Like, we're if you want to know, like, lizard brain kind of, like, baby, the equivalent, the analog kind of thing is, I'm, you know, man on a desert island, losing Wilson, you know, Wilson's gone, and I know that I'm this close to being crow dinner, that I'm dead meat, because feeling alone, isolated, rejected from, like, the most important human on the planet, woo! I mean, the lights are on. Yeah. And we need something to go.
Alarms are going off.
Oh, what were covert alarms, probably, up till that point. Now they're just blaring and you can't ignore them. That's the kind of situation where if you do have this perspective, I guess what we're arguing, if that person is your everything and you know it with regularity, with routine, it can save you. One, you can kind of stop, pause, and go, oh, wait, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's kind of...
Yeah, more than once since then. I mean, that was years ago, but more than once since then when we've started to get upset about something and I start to get frustrated with you or for whatever reason, I have stopped myself on purpose and thought, no, wait a second. Remember, this other stuff doesn't matter. He matters. Let me focus on him and make sure we're good because he matters more.
Yeah. So, should we do this Monday?
Sure. If you're going to give a specific example.
So what this might, because Courtney's good about asking me, like, why? Because I'll just kind of spout off and leave, like, not just incomplete sentences, but incomplete thoughts. So she grounds, if you want to know what that looks like, she helps me come up with a why. Because lots of times I just rather just spout off all these things and go,
figure out what I'm talking about.
What do you think? Yeah, figure it out. You don't know what you're doing. Anyway, okay, so here's the why. Here's the application. I think a regular day in the life of human George, or Georgianne, is Monday. Mondays are horrible for lots of reasons, but one is because it's a transition from vacation, have a great time, to work. And unfortunately, majority of at least the U.S. doesn't like their jobs. So Monday, kind of a crap job. Maybe you forget something. Hey, Jay, it's Monday. Did you have that form? No, it was due 2 weeks ago. And then you have like a 30-minute or 45-minute, or say if you're commuting to Seattle or Bellevue or north of those, a 2-hour commute after this kind of a Monday. Lovely. Texting your person, hey, crap day, I hate my life. Pizza? And they go, get home fast. I'm done. It's not like I'm doing. It's not like we live this. Okay, so you get home things are bad. Everything's a mess. If you got kids, they're losing their ever-loving nuts, and so is your spouse, partner, or whatever. I hate all these words. But anyway, your other person, your other end, your other half is past. and so whatever you have for dinner, maybe there's arguments. Kids are fast. Bedtime, at least, easily a mess. Screaming, yelling, so on and so forth. And to boot, you have a fight. What?
Oh, I was going to say, you said before, so...
We ran through this before, and I'm just being a little too... Go ahead.
No. So you're saying that you come home in that crazy mess, and you know that your answer is the other person. You need your person.
Oh, I was going to give the crap example.
Oh. Okay.
This is the crap... What I think is normal is that you just go home after a long day, and conflict is easily at hand, and most people just kind of, oh, it's Monday. I guess this is what we do on Monday. Thanks. Don't love you. I'm done. Going to bed. Going out with the guys. See ya. And if some people don't even say that much. Some people just let it roll, be quiet about it, put it to bed, and wake up Tuesday and hope it's gone. Yeah. Okay, I think that's just average. Welcome to Monday. So, on the other hand, I think if you have this perspective that she's it.
She's the answer.
Courtney is my answer. And when I get home and I say, Monday, I'm coming home, I need you. And she says, need you too. Get home now. I go, oh, bad day? And I get home, my children, I have 4 kids, 2 girls, 2 boys, and they're just gonzo.
They're done with their day.
Throwing tantrums, not obeying, house is a mess, and we're trying to feed these animals and get them put away for the night. So then, because I look across in our home right now, we have kind of, I can coming in the door, I can most likely see Courtney. And because she's where I'm headed, I'm looking and I can see, I can tell how much I take a quick assessment, because again, I've had a bad day and I know I need her. I can make a quick assessment of how she's doing, and I know that all the hurdles, she's not available to me right now, because she's got all these bonkers animals to take care of. Unfortunately, they take precedence until they're put away. And it's true. It's true. I don't get her until they're gone. So I adore my children. Yeah. It is kind of funny to say that. But anyway, that's how I look at it. And so it becomes fourth quarter. It becomes, okay, this is what I got to do. Hooah. Children. And if I'm really going to make it play out, it's with a good attitude. I have to show up, play Superman, be funny with the kids, get them on board, feed if possible. It's not always possible, but try and clean the house. Get things tidied so I can see the floor. Feed the kids, get them. I mean, we're doing it all together. Mm-hmm. You are obviously present. She's working. I get to show up and work and get them in bed, and then the reward. I think this changes everything. I think having that kind of perspective, because we have those kind of nights. Sometimes I can play Superman. Sometimes I've got the bandwidth. Sometimes I don't. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you don't. Mm-hmm. But all in all, in aggregate, I think it helps us come together and turn towards.
It totally does.
And that's kind of what we're offering, what we're kind of talking about tonight. That's my sell. That's my sell what? Why is this important? Why should your partner, best friend, loved one
be the answer.
Be the answer.
Be the most important thing in your life. Because if they're not, because if you don't orient that way, because if that's not your perspective, then you're going to look for answers somewhere else.
Yeah.
And not only is it not going to work as well, but your relationship's going to suffer.
Yeah. So that's kind of the perspective we'd advocate. If you have anything, please add it in the comments. We appreciate everybody that's here, that has been here. And, anybody got questions or comments? We didn't do this we didn't hang out before. But I'd like to hang out. If anybody has a comment.
Or if you have any suggestions
or a suggestion
for topics for future videos, you can comment that.
What we're going to do, just a little strategy, a little housekeeping. What we're going to do is talk about relationships for
a little bit,
weeks. We're going to do it at this point weekly. That's probably kind of.
What's the goal?
Well, that's kind of what we're committed to, barring. Well, we'll still do it. We can still do it if we don't get a babysitter.
Yeah.
But barring, family, because we do have kids and busy schedules like a lot of you guys. So, but we're still going to work around that and do this because it's really important to us. You guys are important to us, and primarily because we're trying to make this thing grow.
Yep.
We want to, I think potentially it'll work into workshops and other talks, more formal things, less formal things, get-togethers, and I bought a barbecue today, and I'm even thinking of giving away meat. Wouldn't it be cool to have a barbecue at one of these things?
Yeah.
I think it'd be rad. So anyway, that's kind of some of the things. Hey, thank you. I'm glad somebody's watching.
That it?
I think so.
I think that's all.
Do you have any last points?
No. And once I guess just, think about your perspective that you have.
Yeah.
And then, try to be intentional about it.
Yep. I think there's a lot to be gained here.
Use it when you need a solution to whatever's going on.
Yeah. Giveaways. Yeah, maybe there'll be giveaways. Here's my giveaway. Whoever comments will get this little fidget. This is what fidgets were before spinners. Spinners are... Anyway, they've jumped the shark. But here you go. Here's a selection of my fidgets.
There's the magnet one.
This is my favorite. I've had this for 3 years. It's just a cube that these magnets came in. Buckyballs. They're out loud because obviously they're a choking hazard. Okay, so we appreciate you guys.
Thanks for watching.
We'll talk to you later.